Welcome back in to Coach Bartman's fantastic world of math notes here. This is going to be unit probability, and this is going to be student handout number 1, Intro to Simple Probability. Let's talk about probability. Probability is the likelihood. Ooh, I don't like that yellow. That's ugly. It's the likelihood of an event happening and is expressed as a number between 0 and 1. The closer to 1 you get, the more likely it is to happen. Okay? And if you get to 1, it's certain. If you get to 0, it's impossible. Okay, so let's talk about that. If it's at 0, it's impossible. If it's a 0 on the scale, it ain't happening. All right. The further you go up, the further the number gets away from that. Okay, if it's between 0 and 1/2, it's unlikely. If it's 1/2, it's equally likely, which means it could go either way. All right. And then on the other side, if it's between 1/2 and 1, it's likely. And then if it's 1, it's certain. All right. For example, if I said I'm going to die, that's a 1. It's certain. I'm going to die at some point. If I said I'm going to die yesterday, well, that's impossible. I didn't die yesterday. If I said I'm going to die today, that would probably be unlikely. If I said I'm going to die within the next 50 years, that's probably likely because I'll be 90 years old. Okay? And those are expressed in numbers, and we'll get there. All right, so let's talk about the situations below. Snowing when it's 40 degrees outside. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but that would be impossible. I wouldn't say it's absolutely impossible, but it ain't going to stay. It ain't going to make it to the ground. It has snowed here when it's 35 degrees or so because the air aloft, which means the air is above us, is so cold that it just don't have time to unfreeze by the time it gets to the ground. But 40 degrees, that's probably impossible because it would melt before it got to the ground. All right, number 2, burning your dinner if you cook it too long. It ain't 100% certain, but it's likely. Okay, I would say that's likely. Water boiling at 75 degrees. That's impossible. Never happened. Never will happen. It can't boil at 75 degrees. First one to raise your hand and tell me what temperature water boils out, I'll give a homework pass to. What temperature does water boil at? All right, number 4. Getting a ticket if you are speeding. Is that likely, certain, or equally likely? I would say that's likely. Scoring from a safety in a football game. All right, coming from the football coach here, that don't happen a lot, but it does happen. So I would say it's unlikely. And the last one, a coin landing on heads when it is flipped. What's the chances that it lands on heads? 50%, it's half-half, so it would be equally likely. It can land on either one of them. It's 50-50 shot. All right, so now let's talk about simple probability. Simple probability is the ratio of successful outcomes to the total number of outcomes. So the way that we figure that out is it is what we say A, oops, my bad, A, which is successful, okay, over total outcomes. And I'll show you an example in just a minute below. All right, the probability of the event not happening is called the complement. The probability of this happening and its complement have a sum of 1. When you add them up, you're always going to get to 1. It's a 100% chance to happen. Either it's going to fail or it ain't going to happen, but either way, something's going to happen. 100% of the time, something's going to happen. So they have to add up to 1 whole, which is 100%. All right, when we show that, we draw it like this. Please pay attention. Notice this. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what to tell you that is. It looks like I really don't know. A quarter of a moon or something up there. Okay. P stands for probability. And then this stands for, in yellow here, that stands for, I'm going to highlight it. That stands for complement. Okay. So if they give you that, they're asking how many times it did not happen. So if they ask for that with that little yellow thing there, they're asking for how many times it did not happen. Okay? And the way to find that is not A over total. So how many times did it not happen over the total amount? And we're going to show you how to do that below. What is the probability of choosing a marble with stripes? How many have stripes? I only see that one. The others have diamonds or squares or... I can't even tell what that one is. Squares. Small squares on that one right there. All right, so only one of them has stripes. So what is the odds of it being striped? 1, obviously, because that's how many times it happens. And how many total were there? 5. So the odds are 1 over 5. Now, the next one, please pay attention. It don't ask for the probability. It asks for the probability complement, which how many ones are not diamonds is what this means. That means not. So how many are not diamonds? Well, first of all, we got to figure out how many are diamonds. Okay? So how many are diamonds? There's 1 and there's 2. That's all I see that are diamonds. So 2 out of 5 are diamonds. How many are not diamonds? Okay? I count 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 that are not diamonds. So 3 out of 5. All right. What is the probability of spinning a W? Well, let's count them. There's 1 W. That's the only one. How many total were there? So there's 1 W. 1 W out of how many? I count 7. So the probability of choosing a W is 1 out of 7. Now it asks for the complement of vowels. How do I know that's what they're asking? Again, they put this little sign. They also told you in the question, but they also put that little sign down there. Okay? So how many are not vowels? Well, let's figure out how many are vowels, A, E, I, O, U, A, I don't see any E's, I don't see any I's, I don't see any O's, I don't see any U's, so only 2 A's. So how many are vowels? There are 2 out of 7 that are, so how many aren't vowels? That means there are 5 out of 7 that are not vowels, because only 2 were. All right, let's go to the back. I'm going to let you do 9 through 14, and we will come back and answer them together. 9 through 14. Ready, set, go. All right, welcome back in to the greatest show on earth. Number 9, a standard number cube is rolled. Well, how many sides are there to that cube? There's 6. What is the probability of rolling a 6? Well, how many sides are there? 6 sides. How many 6s are there total? 1 out of 6. What are the odds of rolling a 5? The same thing. 5 is only on there once. Okay, a number cube each side has a different number. 1 through 6. They're only on there once. All right, what is the probability of making an odd number? So what numbers are on a number cube? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it said how many are odd numbers? There's an odd number, there's an odd number, there's an odd number. So there's 3. How many total numbers are there? 6. Now, 3 out of 6 will simplify into 1/2. I do want you to simplify, okay? The test obviously will be A, B, C, D, and it will be simplified. So you just need to know how to do that. All right. Number 10. A laundry basket has 24 socks in it. 6 were navy, 10 were black, and the remaining were white. What is the probability of drawing pretty much each one? Well, there's 24 total. So what is my bottom number going to be every time? Is how many total socks were there? 24. Right? Okay. Now, how many black socks were there? Okay. So there were 10. We'll simplify in a minute. We'll go back and simplify in just a second. How many navy socks? Oops. How many navy socks were there? 6. And how many white socks were there? Okay, they were the remaining. So how do I know how many are remaining? Well, you got to add up how many you already know. You know 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 minus 24, because that was the total, gives you, there were 8 white socks. Okay? There was 8 white socks. Now we need to go back and simplify each of those. If you did not, 2 will go into both of those, and you end up with 5 over 12. 2 will go into both of these, but I tell you what, 8 will actually go into both of those, and you end up with 1/3. 6 will go into 24, and you end up with 1/4. All right, so you should have had 5/12, 1/3, and 1/4. Or if you had these, that was fine too. All right. So the spinner below was spun. What is the probability of spinning not a 6? We don't want to spin a 6, okay? So what is the probability of spinning not a 6? Well, there's only 1 6. So how many other numbers can we land on? 6. How many total numbers are there? 7. So the odds of not landing on a 6 are 6 out of 7. What are the odds of landing on a 3 or 4? Well, there's 2 of those. So how many total is there? 2 out of 7. What is the probability of landing on an odd number? So let's go count the odd numbers over here. There's an odd number, there's an odd number, and there's an odd number, and there's an odd number. How many of those are there? There's 4, I agree. 4 out of 7. Got it? The letters in soccer are put into a bag and drawn randomly. What is the probability of choosing a vowel? Remember, our vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So how many of those vowels are there in soccer? I see 1, I see 2. All right, so I see 2 chances to draw a vowel, okay? Out of how many letters are there total? 2, 4, 6. There's 6 total letters in soccer. Now, I just needed to simplify that into 1/3. All right, what is a constant? A constant is anything named a vowel. So if you got a 1/3 chance to draw a vowel, what do you have to draw everything? What chances do you have to draw the other letters? Okay? So if there's a 1/3, chance that you draw a vowel, what is the odds that you draw whatever else? Well, guess what? It's going to be 2/3. How do I know that? Because what does it have to equal? 1 whole. And if you add those up, you get 3/3, which is 1. And we said the odds will always equal 1, 100% of the time. Also, one way you could think of it is this is 33%. So if I have a 33% chance of drawing a vowel, what is the percentage? What's the chance I have to draw whatever else? And it's going to be 66% or 67%, which is also 2/3. If you don't like all that and that doesn't make sense to you, you can go count the consonants. Okay? You could have went up here and counted S, C, C, R, and you would have got 4/6. And then you would have simplified. Okay? All right, what are the odds? So what are the odds that the letter C will be drawn? Well, I see 2 of them. How many total numbers were there? There were 6 total numbers, so 2 out of 6. And we already know what that simplifies into 1/3. Okay. All right, moving on. At the pediatrician's office, patients are able to draw a toy from a toy bin. The toy bin has 12 puzzles, 16 boxes of crayons, and 2 bouncy balls. What is the probability of drawing? Here we go. Anything but a bouncy ball. Well, first of all, we need to figure out the total amount of toys in there. So first of all, we need to go 12 plus 16 plus 2. Okay, add those up, and you're going to get 30. So the total odds are going to be 30. Okay, that's the total. Okay? That's the total amount of toys in there. So what is the probability of drawing anything other than a bouncy ball? So first of all, what is the odds of drawing a bouncy ball? There's 2 of them, 2 out of 30. So what's left for you to draw? Everything else. That would be what? There's 28 other items out of 30. That does simplify into 14/15. Okay? Next. What is the probability of drawing a box of crayons? Well, there are 16 of those out of 30. And then to simplify, you could divide by 2. And you're going to get 8/15. Or you can enter 16 in your 16 over 30 in your calculator as a fraction. Hit enter, and it will simplify it for you, by the way. I should have already told you that if I hadn't. I think I have, but, you know. Next one. What is the probability of drawing a puzzle? Well, there's 12 of those over 30. And then just simplify. You actually can divide by 3 with these. And you're going to get 4 over 10. And you actually can divide by 2. And you're going to get 2 over 5. I thought I picked the biggest one, but it was 6 was the number I should have divided by. My bad. My bad. In the movie drawer, there are 7 action movies, 5 comedies, and 3 dramas. So let's figure out the total. How many movies do we have total? So I'm going to go ahead and write total. We have 7 plus 5 plus 3, which is 15. It's 15 total. All right. What is the odds that one is a drama? Okay. What is the drama? It's 3. So it's 3 over 15. That does simplify into 1/5. All right. Next, anything but a comedy. So we just don't want comedy. So no comedies. How many are left? 7 action plus 3 dramas is 10. So it's 10 out of 15, which simplifies into 2/3. All right. And the last one says, what is the probabilities of an action movie? Well, there are 7 of those, so 7 out of 15, and that doesn't simplify. All right. Again, to simplify, just enter 7/15 in your calculator as a fraction. If it gives you that right back, then that's simplest form. All right, 15. Students standing in line for lunch were surveyed about their favorite meal. The responses are shown below. If one student picked randomly, then which of the following is true? All right. So all the kids surveyed chose their favorite lunch. And then we picked one kid randomly, my son Easton, because y'all know he likes to talk. Don't shut up. Okay? Then which of the following is true? So let's read through these. Well, first of all, we're probably going to need the total of these, by the way. So let's go ahead and figure out the total of these. There are 26 plus 16 would be 42 plus 8. So the total is 50. The total is going to be 50, okay? All right. So let's go over here and read this. The student's favorite meal is half as likely to be pizza than spaghetti. So let's slow down. His favorite meal is half as likely. So that's less than 50% likely to be pizza than spaghetti. Well, I don't know if you can see this, but pizza's more than spaghetti. So it's not going to be half less. Okay, it's not going to be half as likely. It's going to be more likely because more people like pizza. Okay? Nobody likes spaghetti. Okay, so that's not going to be true. All right? So just get rid of that garbage. All right? B, the student's favorite meal is more likely to be fajitas than pizza. Well, how many fajitas were there? 16. How many pizzas were there? 26. Guys, I ain't very smart, but there's more pizzas than fajitas. So is it more likely to be fajitas than pizza? No, because there's more pizza. It's more likely to be pizza because there's more pizza. More people like pizza. Pizza, pizzeria. It's a pizza. All right, C. The student's favorite meal is twice as likely, so it's double likely to be spaghetti than pizza? Well, more people like pizza, so spaghetti ain't double a pizza. Nobody likes spaghetti, okay? Because look, it's 8. 8 is not double 26 in no world, okay? So that is also wrong. That'd be wrong. All right, last one. The student's favorite meal is twice as likely to be fajitas than spaghetti. So what that's saying is fajitas, is it double spaghetti? Is 16 double 8? Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Chicken dinner. Steve's Lava Chicken. I can't sing the whole song. It's got a dirty word. All right? That right there is a winner. It's the Steve's Lava Chicken right there. Okay? All right. That's all for the fat guy in the back. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Adios, amigos.